Did you know that 85% of success in life is attributed to soft skills and etiquette? Imagine walking into a room and instantly commanding respect and admiration, not because of your job title or bank balance, but because of the way you carry yourself. In today's fast-paced world, where technical skills are often prioritized, mastering the art of soft skills and etiquette can set you apart and open doors you never thought possible. Stay tuned as we delve into the secrets of cultivating these invaluable skills that can transform your personal and professional life. Old money individuals often have a refined vocabulary that reflects their high level of education and cultured upbringing. They might use words like congenial instead of friendly, or impeccable instead of perfect. For example, rather than saying, "The event was great," they might say, "The event was quite splendid," with impeccable attention to detail. If you wish to elevate your vocabulary, make a habit of learning a new sophisticated word every day and practice using it in conversations. Be careful not to overuse new words, as you might sound artificial and funny instead of polished and sophisticated. Old money tends to understate their achievements and wealth. For instance, instead of saying, "I have a huge mansion," they might say, "We have a modest home in the countryside." A real-life example is when then Prince Charles referred to his multi-million-pound estate, Highgrove House, as a bit of a fixer-upper. To emulate this, practice modesty in your speech. Instead of saying, "I did a fantastic job on the project," you might thank everyone who contributed to its success. Focus on giving credit to others and downplaying your own role. This shows confidence and humility. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this. I'm Martina, and your engagement helps me create even better videos for you. Old money individuals prefer polished language, using euphemisms and indirect phrases. For instance, they might say "passed away" instead of "died," or "financially comfortable" instead of "wealthy." When discussing a downturn in business, they might say, "We've faced a few challenges this quarter," rather than directly stating financial losses. Practice using polite language to soften difficult news, making you appear more considerate and tactful. Their tone is typically steady and calm, avoiding extremes of emotion. For example, when discussing a significant event, they might say, "It was a rather trying time, but we managed," instead of expressing overt distress or excitement. The late Queen Elizabeth II was known for her calm and composed speeches, even during times of crisis. Raising one's voice or airing personal grievances in public is unimaginable. That's one reason Prince Harry has faced significant backlash and has become one of the least popular members of the royal family, despite previously being very popular. He lost the trust of his family and former friends because they fear their private conversations might be disclosed in his next interview or book. Old money individuals speak with confidence, but without arrogance. A CEO from an old money background, when asked about their company's success, might respond with, "We've been fortunate with our ventures," instead of boasting about achievements. They treat staff with respect and politeness, regardless of the setting. If you see someone being rude to a waiter, that's certainly not old money. To emulate a calm and steady tone, practice speaking slowly and clearly, avoiding extremes of emotion. Record yourself speaking and listen back to identify areas where you can modulate your tone. Breathing exercises and mindfulness can also help maintain calmness. Practice positive affirmations to build genuine confidence, and always be prepared for your discussions, which naturally boosts confidence. Accents often reflect education and background. While you don't need to change your accent, you can focus on clear and articulate speech. Enunciation and avoiding slang can make your speech sound more refined. Engage in pronunciation exercises and listen to speakers you admire. Mimicking their clarity can help improve your own speech patterns. Old money individuals exhibit good posture and controlled gestures. For instance, when seated, they sit straight with shoulders back, and when speaking, their hand movements are subtle and deliberate. Do you remember the picture of the Princess of Wales at last year's Trooping the Colour? It epitomized the old money seating position. To emulate this, practice standing and sitting with a straight back and relaxed shoulders. When speaking, use deliberate and minimal hand gestures. Take a posture class or practice yoga to improve your body awareness and control. Mirror exercises can also help refine your gestures. Old money facial expressions are often restrained. Instead of broad smiles or frowns, they might use slight smiles or gentle nods to convey their feelings. An example is Queen Camilla, whose expressions are often composed and subtle during public appearances. They maintain appropriate personal space and make consistent, but not intense eye contact. This shows respect and attentiveness. A real-life example is Warren Buffett, who, despite his immense wealth, maintains a respectful and approachable demeanor in conversations. To emulate subtle expressions, practice maintaining a neutral but attentive facial expression. Use slight smiles or nods to convey your feelings. Practice in front of a mirror to become more aware of your facial expressions. Observe and mimic the expressions of those known for their composure. Old money conversations often revolve around art, literature, history, and classical music. They might discuss the latest exhibition at a renowned gallery or the works of Shakespeare. For example, they might say, "The recent exhibit at the Louvre was quite thought-provoking, particularly the Baroque pieces." They can also lead fine conversations about sports like polo, equestrian events, tennis, yachting, golf, and even football. Queen Elizabeth II was very passionate about horses and dogs. Old money usually enjoys hunting, especially the older generation. They often discuss their involvement in charitable activities, highlighting important causes like climate change, global health, education, or human rights. They might share experiences from their travels to culturally significant or exclusive destinations. Instead of saying, "I went to Paris," they might describe visiting the Musée d'Orsay and enjoying a private tour of its impressionist collection. Jackie Kennedy Onassis was known for her extensive travels and often shared insights about her cultural experiences abroad. To emulate this, stay informed about cultural events and read widely. Attend cultural events like museum exhibits, lectures, and concerts. Read books and articles on these topics to build your knowledge base. Discuss your involvement in charitable activities. Even if you're not wealthy, you can talk about volunteer work or community service. Share experiences from your travels, focusing on cultural and historical aspects. For instance, rather than just saying, "I went to Rome," you might say, "I visited the Vatican museums and was particularly struck by the Sistine Chapel." When traveling, prioritize visiting cultural and historical sites. Take notes or keep a travel journal to remember specific details to share later. When discussing business, old money individuals do so with discretion and sophistication. They might talk about market trends or sustainable investments rather than just profit margins. For example, they might say, "We're exploring renewable energy investments due to their long-term potential," reflecting a strategic and responsible approach. Read financial news and educate yourself on various investment strategies. Being well-informed allows you to discuss these topics thoughtfully. Interactions are marked by formal manners and etiquette. They use titles and honorifics appropriately, such as Mr. or Ms., and say please and thank you consistently. An example is when addressing correspondence. They might write, "Dear Sir/Madam," rather than using a casual greeting. They are attentive listeners and engage thoughtfully in conversations. They nod, make eye contact, and ask follow-up questions, showing genuine interest. For instance, when attending social gatherings, they might inquire, "How has your research on renewable energy been progressing?" demonstrating they remember past conversations. King Charles is a master of follow-up conversations and has often surprised people by not only remembering but also taking follow-up steps after many conversations he had during various occasions. Practice active listening by focusing entirely on the speaker, nodding, and summarizing what they've said. Keeping a mental or physical note of key points can help in follow-up conversations. Old money individuals steer clear of vulgar language and inappropriate topics. Instead of telling crude jokes, they might share witty anecdotes. A real-life example is Prince Philip, who, despite his sometimes controversial comments, generally upheld a standard of decorum in public speeches and interactions. If you find yourself using slang or vulgar language, consciously replace those words with more refined alternatives. Reading classic literature can help improve your language and tone. Do you have any tips on how to elevate the conversation? Please share them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the content and would like to see more, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. In summary, old money individuals exhibit a refined communication style characterized by sophisticated vocabulary, a calm and measured tone, poised body language, and a focus on cultural and intellectual topics. This is underpinned by formal manners, attentive listening, and a consistent avoidance of vulgarity, all of which reflect their privileged upbringing and social standing. Stay classy. Manners matters.